Welcome to this edition of Unshackled. You know, I often get asked, how do you compare two golf courses? Well, today we're going to compare two of the all-time greats. From Southern California, Riviera. From Northern California, Pebble Beach. Let's get to this back nine. Oh boy, 10th hole at Riviera, 10th at Pebble Beach. I know these are two of your favorite holes and two of my favorite holes in golf. 10th at Pebble, wow. Ocean on the right, great little peninsulas. Green right out on the point, white sand beach in the background. Used to be a double fairway hole back a long time ago. That was pretty neat, but man, one of the coolest tee shots. Hit a big fade on. You can run it into that green. One of the great par fours in golf. It's probably better than the last two par fours, which are two of the greatest in golf. Oh yeah, speaking of the greatest holes in golf, there's the 10th at Riviera. Yeah, that is also the greatest short par four in golf. Drive it left, have a nice wedge into the green, hit it out to the right, have a bad angle. Everybody still drives it to the right. It's probably one of the great holes you'll ever play. You never get tired of watching people play it. Why don't we call that one a wash? And as great as those two holes are, 11, ooh, not the most thrilling hole at Pebble Beach, I'll concede. Uphill, it's a fun little wedge shot into the green. 11th at Riviera, kind of a mystery too. You know, you got the Barranca in the middle, that nice par 5, but it's kind of straight away in the trees. Green isn't a whole lot. Why don't we just call that one a wash? I think that's a good half hole. 12th hole. Yeah, this is a strange one at Pebble. We'll admit it's a beautiful par 3, plays real well. Nice green. It's kind of hard though to run it up, so it's not quite perfect. You know, I'll grant you that though. There are worse par 3s though in golf. 12th at Riviera, you know, one of those really underrated holes. I'll have to give you that one. You know, you drive kind of a big wide open fairway, but there is that out of bounds on the left. Then there's Bogart's tree up by the green where he used to sit and sip his hooch watching the great players play in the LA Open. And it's that cool, long, narrow green with that beautiful bunker, and you're hitting over the Barranca. All right, I'm going to give you the 12. So that leaves you one up, but there's better things ahead. This is Pebble Beach after all. All right, so the 13th hole. This is a tricky one. I think I'm going to have to call this a push. I'm pretty sure you're going to agree. You know, the 13th at Riviera was once an amazing hole with a Barranca down the left side. Now it's still a nice par 4, but there's still kind of that lack of sizzle like it used to have in the old photos. 13th at Pebble Beach, another beautiful hole. It's been messed around with. Somebody put some bunkers down the right side. Great strategic hole. But again, looked a little better in the old photos. So why don't we just call that one a wash and have that one. 14 now, that's a tricky one. Riviera, it's a nice par 3. It's decided a lot of big tournaments as you play it every day. It's requires good shots, but it really isn't very exciting now, is it? 14th at Pebble's controversial. I'm going to let you have that one just because that green in its original state was one of the all-time coolest greens ever. It's too sloped for today's green speeds. With a little bit of work, it could probably be the great par 5 that it once was. So I'll let you have that one. Now the 15th hole. This is a tough one. You know, Pebble, you're trying to get back to that great finishing stretch, and I'm sorry, but this isn't a very exciting par 4 downhill. I mean, it's got some OB on the right, it's got some nice bunkering, but there's no real strategy there. Whereas 15th at Riviera is just an iconic dogleg right. You've got that fairway bunker, and the fairway slopes away, and the more you hug it close to the bunker, the more you shorten the hole, and then just one of the coolest greens in all of golf, right? That gull-winged thing up at after 460 yards, and you can shape a shot into it, and there's all those different hole locations. I think Riviera's got that one, and the Riv goes back one up. Okay, so you're one up. That's about where I thought I'd have you, and I got you right where I want you, because we're going to go to 16T. Boy, that's a nice hole at Pebble Beach, got to admit. Nice downhill, dogleg right. Beautiful trees frame that green. You hit over that sort of faux Barranca. Some great moments have happened there in tournament golf. You're also getting some views of the ocean now, which you kind of left behind after the 10th hole. Pretty darn good hole. Now the 16th at Riv, yeah, that is a neat par 3. Surrounded by bunkers, down in the Sycamore Grove. Why don't we call that one a wash? I think we're having that one. They're both really nice holes, really beautiful finishing holes on great courses. Because let's go to 17. I think we're going to have some fun there. Now, I'll admit the 17th at Pebble Beach is not what it used to be. The bunker has encroached on that green. It used to be that hourglass-shaped green, bizarre shape to it. See it in the old photos, and it was just a really wild-looking hole with crazy little dune bunkering. That's turned into real bunkers now. It's not so great. That said, you know, if you play it from the right tees, it's a fun par 3. If it's a 7-iron, it's a really great hole. You got Carmel Bay on the left and behind. 17th of Riviera. What happened there? What was George Thomas thinking? Par 5, playing towards the clubhouse, uphill. There's no bunkers really in the way except by the green. It's boring. It's kind of forgettable. What went wrong there, you know? So I think we got this one. The great finishing holes. 2 of golf's most famous, interesting, iconic, memorable finishing holes. The 18th at Riviera and the 18th at Pebble Beach. Well, 18 is a blind shot at Riviera, which isn't particularly compelling, but this one does seem to work. You have things to aim at. You've got beautiful homes up on the hills, and you aim at their gazebo in the backyard, trees down the right, and that big clubhouse behind the green. Second shot's nice, you know, when there's 10,000 people sitting there in the LA Open, but the rest of the year it's just kind of a big grassy hill, and you just see a green. There's not a lot of strategy or definition. It's just sort of hit it and then hit it again. Whereas my finishing hole plays along Carmel Bay. There's rocks and crashing waves flying up on the fairway. There's strategy. Do you hit driver? Do you lay up with an iron? Because now, with the ball going longer, you can hit driver, and the great players can get home in 2. Yeah, that overhanging tree by the green's gone, but that really wasn't that special of a feature anyway. Did I mention that Carmel Bay is on the left? I don't remember. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That one's for us. Pebble Beach wins. The match was all square going to 18. I believe that gives us a 1-up victory. Pebble Beach edges Riviera in a wonderful, wonderful match. Thank you so much for playing.